Welcome back to another video, guys. Welcome back, Tactical Truth family. And I genuinely do mean family because we are on the road to 500 subscribers. And that's thanks to each and every single one of you guys out there for making it happen. I truly appreciate all the love and support. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome in. I discuss faith, freedom, and firearms here. So what that translates to is I do proclaim Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. Jesus is King of Kings. And we all love this great nation up here we call the good old USA. And let's be for real, we all love guns. So if you guys are wondering why I have on my fast helmet, I'm just trying to have some fun, guys. Finding something to be myself. Cut the little edge off from being behind the camera. So I hope these videos motivate one of you guys out there to possibly start your own channel. Find something you're passionate about. Step out your comfort zone because you never know what can come from it. Let me get this off. Put my hat back on. I'm sweating even with a bald head. That's because my wife is Caribbean and she doesn't allow me to touch the AC because she gets really, really cold. So on today's video, why I do and don't still carry my Sig P365X Macro. This is the comp version. So I do have Legion magazines. That has the aluminum base plate on there. So that gives it added extra weight, allows for the magazine to drop a lot quicker, allows me for quicker reloads. I did clear and check all these firearms before the making of the video. Why do I carry this gun? And why don't I carry this gun? So I've had a couple of SIGs in the past, P365, two P365s, one XL, and my X Macro. One of my P365s unfortunately got stolen. That one had a Icarus aluminum lower, had a Macro trigger in it. I had a Vortex CCW Defender optic and a TLR, 7A. No, 7 sub, sorry. So I sold all my SIGs, but I kept my Macro. The one with the Macro trigger, unfortunately, got stolen, guys. So if you leave any of your guns unattended in your car, in your truck, please make sure that you have it in a lockbox or secured in a center console that has a lock on it, because they will break into cars and they will take your guns, unfortunately. Why would I carry the P365X Macro over something like my Glock 17? It also holds 17 rounds. It has a good frame on the gun. I like guns with more frame. That allows me to get a better purchase over the firearm. So more purchase, more control, more accurate shots, better and quicker follow-up shots. Why would I carry the P365X Macro over something like my Glock 19? So I am going to lose 2 rounds with my Glock 19, but let's be realistic. This is the mecca of the concealed carry world, still till today. Why would you give up a Glock 19 for something like a P365X Macro? Or one of America's favorite EDC everyday carry guns, the Glock 43X. This one is ported, has 2 little ports up top. So this one does have the Shield Arms 15 round magazines. All guns are clear. So with all these options and me actually being a Glock fanboy, which I always wasn't. So like I said, I've actually owned the SIGs. I owned one SIG prior to getting into Glocks. And then I got into Glocks and I still gave SIG a try. I thought that SIG was pretty innovative when it was coming out with guns that were optic ready, tritium sights, things like that. Good round capacity. So I got into SIGs and they just really weren't for me. So I sold my P365, sold my P365 XL. One of my P365s got stolen out of my truck. I possibly wouldn't have sold that one just because of the amount of work that was put into that gun. I didn't get to shoot it, so I wouldn't even be able to tell you guys if it shot really good. But I did get to shoot my P365X Macro. And I'm going to be real with you guys. Why did I keep this gun in my collection when mostly all my guns are Glock or Glock platforms? So Zevs, Shadow Systems, things like that. I kept the firearm because realistically, this gun kind of feels like all of the 3 Glocks that I just showed you. It conceals like a Glock 19. It kind of conceals almost like a Glock 43X actually. It conceals like between a Glock 19 and a Glock 43X. But when I grab this firearm, I feel like I just grabbed my Glock 17. And if I can carry my Glock 17 appendix every day, I'd carry my Glock 17. It gives me a longer slide radius, so a lot more accurate shots. It gives me a lot more frame on the gun. I can carry 17 plus 1. I can have base plates on there plus 5, so I can carry 22 plus 1. But you can also do that with the Sig X-Macro. And out of the box, she's 17 plus 1. The comp really helps keep that muzzle flip down. It definitely is not a radiant ramjet. I wouldn't even say that it is even close to my Zev OZ9 Hyper Comp, but compared to a stock gun or compared to a stock macro, noticeably you can feel the recoil mitigation from the comp in the front. I really like the Icarus Precision Lower. It just fits in my hand. It has a double undercut. It has some pretty aggressive texturing. Some people down in my comments in my other videos ask me, why do I carry this tape? This is goon tape. This allows me to appendix carry. And with this aggressive texturing, whether it be on Icarus lowers or on the Talon grips, or whether you have your gun stippled or not, some stippling can get really aggressive and it can kind of give you rashes and scratch you up depending on where you carry the firearm, unless you have an undershirt. But then sometimes it can actually get stuck and rub off on the undershirt. Another reason is when I shoot the gun for a long period of time, sometimes with the aggressive texturing, it can start to irritate the inside of your palm. So with that tape right there, it is goon tape. It is actually just hotkey tape. It allows me to be able to shoot the gun for a long period of time and also carry the gun for a long period of time. So the grip really helped out this gun a lot. Nothing wrong with the stock Sig grip, but with the Icarus, it did change the game. With that, yeah, why did I stop carrying it? Again, it is just like, it feels like a Glock 17 in my hand. It carries like a Glock 17. It conceals between a Glock 19 and a Glock 43X. And I would say it shoots in between my Glock 17 and my Glock 19. I feel that even though my Glock 17 is not compensated or ported, it still shoots better than my X Macro. That is my personal opinion. You guys let me know down below. What do you guys think shoots better? If you guys own any of these firearms and have tested them out already, let me know down below. And now I'm going to tell you guys, so the gun, let me break it down that really quick. I'm jumping all over the place, but again, I do not edit my videos. I want you guys to see that this is genuine. I'm going to get better. So pros to the gun, they shoot really, really flat. Comes with tritium sights from factory, comes optic ready. You can mount a Sig optic to it, or a hollow sun straight mounted to the actual frame of the gun, to the actual slide of the gun, sorry. You don't need a plate. Comes with a flat trigger. Really nice gun, 17+1. Why don't I carry this gun anymore, and I used to carry her. So I am a Glock fanboy. I am going to always be a Glock fanboy, and I prefer to carry my Glocks. But when I bought the X Macro, I started taking her to the range, and I did invest into a tier 1 concealed holster for her. So that tells you a lot, because I do not spend that kind of money on a holster unless I'm going to carry my firearm. But I had the X Macro and I loved her. I started doing the upgrades to her, bought a holster, started carrying her in my rotation. So I would carry her maybe about once or twice a week in between my Glock 19 and my 43X or my Glock 45. But then a couple of months ago, Sig had all these issues with the Sig P320. I had no issues with my P365s in the past, so I'm not going to sit here and bash on the guns and say, oh, they were unreliable. No, all my P365s were actually super reliable. They just are not for me. I did decide to keep the X Macro because I really did enjoy that firearm. I felt like it gave me a little bit of the Glock 17, the Glock 19, the Glock 43X, but then I started to lose confidence in the gun. I do carry appendix. I carry one in the chamber. And even though there was nothing wrong with my P365s or nothing wrong with my X Macro, just because of everything going on with Sig and the P320s, Sig not taking accountability for their firearm and actually trying to always reverse it back on us and say that it is user error or that whatever, anything but their responsibility. If they would have just came out and said, hey, we made a mistake, the guns are unsafe, we'll take them back, we'll try to make it better, we'll try to make it right by you guys, but they didn't. They countlessly made videos, statements, counter lawsuits stating that it is not their fault. So that is the reason why I do not carry my P365X Macro anymore. And if I do carry her, I will not carry one in the chamber until I am comfortable again with that gun. That is the reason why I will always be a Glock fanboy. I'll knock on wood somewhere, because even though my Glocks are super reliable, Glock has been reliable for the past 30 years. Not saying that nothing can't go wrong, because it can, but it has a track record of just being what it is. It is not the most fancy tool. Yes, it doesn't come with night sights, yes, unless you get something that was for police issued. Yes, Glock doesn't give you the flat face trigger, whatever the case may be, but they still give you what they initially designed. They give you a super reliable handgun that just works. It is a tool designed for self-defense. You guys have the aftermarket world out there. You guys can do whatever you want to that Glock to make it look aesthetically pleasing. But that is why I decided to not carry my P365X Macro anymore until further notice. I'll stick to my Glocks. They give me the confidence and the reliability needed to be able to use them as the tools that they were designed for. And again, with a little bit of money, a little bit of love and understanding, you can build them out to your liking. I like them. I will be keeping my P365X Macro in my collection because I do believe it is a worthy gun. I hope this video doesn't shy any of you guys out there from buying the P365X Macro, because like I said, super reliable gun. They were super reliable to me, super reliable to my Sig friends. They just have that issue that kind of puts me out of my comfort zone when it comes to carrying that gun hot. So if you guys enjoyed this video, share the video, comment on the video, like the video. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys so much. Like I said, we are on the road to 500 subscribers. I'm going to keep pushing, guys, and let me know down below what you guys thought about the video. And until the next one, I'll check you out.